problem మన education system. In education system, the biggest problem is one human being coming and telling another human being, how many times I should tell you? Still you have not understood that. That's the worst thing in an education system.
This as horizontal, right? Now similarly D is with a roller support, and whenever there is a roller support, there is only one reaction, that is in vertical height. So this will be RD. Let us say I have taken this as RD. Now before we go to solve these frames, what we have done is, since this support was concentrating in a roller and a hinge, I have converted this into reaction forces. That is, I have converted hinge into AH and AV, whereas D into RD. So the first thing what we have to do is, we have to first find the value of this reaction forces. Then only once we find the value of this reaction force, then only we can go and find the forces and the reaction forces in each of the members. So how to find this? It's a very simple. What we do is, we find this by taking moments. I'll show it here. First, let us take moment about D is equal to 0. Moment about D means what? We have to find the forces which are perpendicular from D at some distance. Before this, let the distance be 1 meter. 1 meter, 1 meter, and this height, let it be 0.75 meter. Now here, what are the forces perpendicular force from D? We can see there are two perpendicular force. One is 50 kilonewton, one is 80 kilonewton. 50 kilonewton is at a distance of 1. Whereas 80 kilonewton is at a distance of 0.75. But you can see here 80 and 50, the movements are different. AV, along AV, which is moving along AV? Along AV it is, if I take AV, how it will be? You can see here, this is one AV, also from RD, this is also one force which is perpendicular at what distance? At a distance of 3. So first what I do, instead of solving the moment about D direction, what I can do is, I will start first solving for moment about A, then I'll come to moment about D. So when I solve moment about A, on this point I am solving, what are the loads here? Again 3, 50, RD as well as 80, correct or not? So here RD is in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction, whereas 50 and 80 are in clockwise direction. So first I'll go for 50. At what distance? 1 plus 1, that is 2. 50 into 2. Then 80, at what distance? At a distance of 0.75 from this point, see here, correct? So at 0.75. is equal to RD is in anti-clockwise. These both were in clockwise direction. RD was in anti-clockwise direction. So I'll take RD at what distance? 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. So from here, if you see, this is known, this is known, there is only one unknown. So from here, we'll get the value of RD. We get the value of RD as 53.33 kilonewtons, right? Now once we get this, now we can come back to moments about D. In moments about D, we can see this AV and AT are in the same direction. So I can take it as AV at a distance of 1, 2, 3. Then AT at what? 0.75 is equal to 50. Correct? And what is the distance of 50? 1. So how much we get AV? So if we calculate, we get it 50 minus 80 into 0.75 divided by 3, that is 3.33. Right? Here it is in kilonewton, so here we also will keep everything in kilonewton. So RD we got 53.33 kilonewton, AV we got 3.33 kilonewton, right? So RD is known now, AV is known now. What is left? AH. So we will solve with respect to which direction? Horizontal direction, that is x direction. In this, if you see AH is going towards positive, AT is also going towards positive, that is AH plus, so if you see this AH, this is 80, right? So AH plus 80 is equal to 0. So AH is equal to minus 80. That is nothing but in negative direction. So we are not concerned about the negative direction. We are concerned about the load over here. So AH will be 80 kilonewton. Correct? So we got 3 values. Now what we are going to do is we'll replace with those values. Clear? So for that, let me draw again. So I'll replace this. So it was in negative, correct? We have got the values in negative, right? That is, this one we got is minus 80 minus this. So when you solve this, you will get in minus. So what does it mean? I'll just tell you. So it is very clear, since it is in negative, it means AV have to be in the opposite direction. That is, AV should be this. How much? 3.33 kilonewton. Whereas this should be how much? 80 kilonewton. And then RD we have just found how much? 53.33 kilonewton. Now all our forces are known. Now we are ready to solve the problem and to find the reaction in each member. So what we do is, the very first thing, we'll go for A, point A. We'll calculate for point A. So what is point A? See here. I'll start from here so that I can refer the point. Point A, how it is? This is point and this. As well as we have two forces down, and this is how much? 3.33, all in kilonewton, so I'm not writing, all kilonewton. Okay, so here it is 80. Now this is what? A towards B. So from A we are calculating, so we'll write it from A to B. Similarly this, from A we are calculating, so this is A, E, right? Now we don't know the angle. What is the angle between this? So how can we do this? This one we can take it as, if I take two lines, this I can take it at 3, this as 4. So when you take 3 by 4, when you take this as 3 by 4, what do we get? This will be 5. So the angle, this angle theta, if I make it P by B, tan theta is equal to P is how much? 3 by 4. So tan inverse of 3 by 4 is how much? Tan inverse of 3 by 4 is 36.84. It means this angle is 36.84. So we can resolve this as a xy axis 3.33, this is 80, this is FAB, and the angle is how much? 36.84, whereas this is FAE. So when this FAB is not in x and y axis, rather it is making 36.84 with x axis, so this becomes FAB cos 36.84, and this becomes FAB sin 36.84. Now when we resolve in y direction, what we get? FAB sin 36.84 is equal to 3.33. What is the unknown? FAB is the unknown. So from there we get the value of FAB. That is, we got the value of this reaction. Similarly, what we do is we got the value of FAB. So now we can take it for x direction. So what it will be? 80 is equal to FAE plus FAB cos 36.84. From the above, that is by resolving a FY direction, we have already got this value of FAB. So what is the remaining? FAE. So from here we get the value of FAE. Now you can see here we got what is the force in the member AB, what is the force in the member AE. Similarly, we take it for joint AE, joint B, joint C, joint F and joint D. And that is how we solve the problem of trusses. So what are the two things to keep in mind? First, we need to go for finding the moments. By using the moments, we first find the reaction forces. Once the reaction forces are known, then by using those reaction forces, we go for finding the other forces in the member. Is that understood? Is that understood by all? How about you, Gaurav, Raghuveer, Mohammed, Abhinav? Is that understood? If you have any questions, you can put in the chat box. You can put your question in the chat box. And that is how we go to solve. Clear? Okay. So this is what. So this was to make you understand how the trusses have to be solved. So it means what? By when we resolve this while designing, we'll get to know that what is the force on this membrane, what is the force on this membrane, this and so on. So if the force membrane on the above is more, so what we do is we replace it by a smaller. Why? Because maximum load should be taken by this, because this will be going to concentrate the load of all, right, including the train. So in case if you find it is more, then we replace it with a smaller member. So that is the main purpose of studying the member.
You can learn any subject, anywhere, any place, and on the go. Come, let us go the other way in learning. Download our revolutionary app for free AMC.